Hello there, I'm Corel Painter Master Aaron Rutten, and in this video I'm going to be critiquing some digital artwork from one of my students. This is a painting by Richard Stalter, and it's the assignment painting from my newest landscape painting course, Cabin and Mountain. And Richard has done an excellent job here. This is a really gorgeous looking painting. He went the extra mile and added a few of his own little touches to this piece, like these 3 trees, and a window on the cabin, and a chimney, and I think those are really awesome touches that really make this piece unique. So just to put things in perspective, I'll show you my painting and his painting side by side, and you can see he's done a really great job of following my lesson while still making it his own. Now honestly, there's not a whole lot to fix here. This looks really good in my opinion, but I do have a few tips that Richard might be able to use to improve the next few paintings. First of all, I notice here in the tree, there's a few little leaves from the Image Hose brush that he used that aren't really going in a really sensible direction. They're just kind of floating there and they look out of place. They look like maybe they're leaves that got broken off and are kind of just hanging out there. So with those, I would probably go in and maybe erase those or blend them or try to get rid of them because they don't look right. And then second, I feel like some of the trees could be darkened up a little bit, and perhaps maybe the trunk and the shadow area on the cabin. And I've gone ahead and done this on a separate layer here. I've just added a multiply layer and used an airbrush with a dark blue color to kind of darken these up a little bit. And I could of course play with the opacity to kind of try to find a nice balance there. And it's important to note that trees can look a little flat sometimes if you don't give them a proper highlight and shadow side. And Richard has done a pretty good job of that on this tree. There's a highlight side and a shadow side. But for these other 2 trees, they need a little more darkness. So if you think of the tree and all of the leaves as maybe being a spherical shape, you want that sphere to be kind of a little bit darker on one side and have that transition kind of go from light to dark, like I've indicated here by adding my shadow. If we turn that shadow layer off, you can see that he's done that, but it perhaps needs a little bit more. Not so much on this tree here, but really on this tree it kind of stands out. And this one, especially this dark area, looks like it could be a little bit darker. Same goes for the trunks. This trunk here is in the foreground. It might be a little bit darker on this side. I mean, it's really kind of up to you to decide what the lighting is in your painting, but I feel like this tree looks proper. It's pretty dark. This tree looks proper on the trunk, but this one looks a little too light here on the shadow side. And then over here on the cabin, there's a nice dark area, or there should be a nice dark area because it's blocking a lot of the light. So I think darkening that up a little bit might kind of improve this piece. But other than that, this piece is looking really good. And what's even more awesome is that Richard was nice enough to send me another version of this painting where he made it a snow scene. And he added snow to the roof, falling snow. The leaves are all gone from the trees. But everything else is pretty much the same. It's almost like a change of seasons. If we do a quick shift between the two, you can see here's maybe the spring or the summer, and then all of a sudden it turns into winter. So you definitely get some extra credit for that, Richard. So this is really proof to anybody who thinks that they can't paint digitally that if you just learn a few tricks and you follow my courses, you can learn to paint just like I can. You can learn to paint just like Richard can. So great job, Richard. Thanks for letting me share, and I hope this was inspirational to everybody who watched this video. If you're interested in taking this course, you can download it to your computer and watch it anytime. You can get that on gumroad.com/Aaron Rutten, or you can go to aaronrutten.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.